Hi, future doctors. Welcome to the next class. In this class, we'll discuss about connected bodies powerfully. First, we'll see a 2D machine. So, if you're taking a small pulley which is massless, so over this, an inextensible string, this is also massless. Two masses, M1, M2, suspended, and whenever it is going to be released, these two are going to be released. Let us assume if M2 is greater than M1, how M2 is going to move. So always gravitational force will act M2G downwards, M1G downwards. Since both are connected by same string, so the force, tensional force developed in the string is also going to be same. If M2 is greater than M1, M2 will move downwards with acceleration A, M1 will move upwards with acceleration, same acceleration. So I told you already, if M2 is moving downwards, what is the tensional force on this? So T is equal to, if it is moving downwards, what I told you to write? M2G minus M2A. Downwards means minus. Call it as equation number 1. If it is moving upwards, what you should write? On M1. Upwards means what I told you to write? M1G plus M1. Call it as equation number 2. Now we equate both the equations. M2G minus M2A equal to M1G plus M1. So if you rearrange this, M2G minus M1G equal to M1A plus M2. So A, if we are taking common, M1 plus M2, M2 minus M1 into G. Now A is equal to M2 minus M1 by M1 plus M2 into G. So this is the acceleration of these two blocks whenever system is going to be released. So instead of doing all these directly also we can do. So acceleration is nothing but simply net force by net mass. What is net force means? One force M2G, another force M1G up. But M2G is acting downwards. It is going to be pulled upwards. M1 is going to move upwards. M2 is going to move downwards. Now, which force is more? M2 is more than M1. Therefore, net force is nothing but M2G minus M1G by net mass is M1 plus M2. Same equation you will get within one step you will get. Next, after getting this, put this A in this equation. So from equation 1, what you are going to get means, what is equation 1? T is equal to M2G minus M2. T is equal to M2G minus M2. What is the acceleration we got? M2 minus M1 by M1 plus M2 into G. So if you are taking LCM, M1 plus M2. So M2G into M1 plus M2 minus M2, M2 minus M1 into G. Just I am taking LCM now. Now we can multiply. So M2 into M1. So M1, M2G plus M2 square G minus M2 into M2. M2 square G plus M1, M2G by M1 plus M2. So finally, if you cancel these two, M1G, M1, M2G, M1. Therefore, T is equal to, this is the final equation we have to remember. 2 M1, M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. We should take. So, why we gave this equation means, which is moving upwards, which is moving downwards, you should write very clearly. Then it may be helpful for your some other problems. Here directly we wrote net force by net mass. Sometimes you will get acceleration easily, but tensional force they will ask whenever another object is connected here. At that time, these equations are going to be helpful for you. Next, what is the thrust acting on the pulley they will ask. What is the thrust acting on the pulley means? So 1T like this, tensional force like this. Therefore, resultant is going to be 2T. So thrust acting on the pulley is 2T means 2. What is T already we got? 2 M1 M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. Therefore, thrust is going to be 4 M1 M2 by M1 plus M2G. So in this, these three equations you have to remember: acceleration, tensional force, thrust. Next, same. So one object is suspended vertically, another object is placed on horizontal surface. So M2, here it is going to be M1. So M2 is moving downwards, M1 is moving towards right. Now, on M1, how many forces are acting means? So one tensional force, normal reaction, M1. Therefore, N is always equal to M1G unless it is not moving vertical. So right side how much force is acting means T. T is equal to, that is on the net force, M1A. Correct? M1A. Now here see, M2 is moving downwards. Downwards means what I told you to write? M2G, because M2G is acting downwards. So M2G downwards means M2. Now this T you can equate. This is equation 1, equation 2. So M1A equal to M2G minus M2. So if you bring this one left side, M1A plus M2A equal to M2. If you are taking A common, M1 plus M2, M2. Now A is equal to M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. This is the acceleration. Put this acceleration in equation 1 or 2, you will get T. In which equation you will put 2? 2 will be difficult. It is easy for us. T is equal to M1 M2 by M1 plus M2. So if we observe, previous one we got tensional force 2. Here we got only 1. Correct? So in this only M1 M2G by M1 plus M2G. In all the cases we are taking M2 is greater than M1. Therefore we are getting like this. If you took M1 is greater than M2, here you will get interface M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2. Understood? So presently you can see these two equations. The remaining we will see in our next class. Thank you.